What do you think the American people should be watching for Tuesday night as the president speaks?
Oh, man. My hope is he would reverse course. Look, everything has gone wrong. You don't have to be a political person to see that. The polling speaks for itself.
They've created so many crises by his bad policy choices, and we wish that he would be honest. I mean, the State of the Union is not good.
Inflation is number one for sure. We've seen an increase across the board in energy, home heating prices.
And we're seeing inflation go through the roof on both gasoline and groceries.
His greatest success by far is he's made it a status symbol to be able to fill up your car with gas.
And I'd like to see the president's plan for getting the deficit under control, for balancing the budget, and for starting to address the national debt.
But what he ought to be talking about is the transparency issues. American citizens have more questions than answers. They want to know why we're in a 30-year high inflation. They want to know when gas prices are going to come down at the pump. They want to know when we can expect to have our children educated in the way in which he campaigned.
I don't know that he's going to bring up Afghanistan, but I think he's got to bring up the border. I mean, listen, we had 11,700 pounds of fentanyl that crossed over our border that we caught. Now, that's enough to kill every American 7 times over.
I represent 42% of the southern border. People on the border tell me, I see it every day, it's as bad as it's ever been.
I guarantee you he will not mention the word fentanyl, which now to the tune of over 100,000 deaths in this country occurred in a 12-month period. We've never had that happen before.
He needs to be bold and decisive and show strength when it comes to this crisis that we're facing with Ukraine and Russia.
The world is in a very, very dangerous place. China is watching to see what America does in this moment. Diplomacy has failed. Leadership has failed. The president was not able to stop Vladimir Putin from doing what he's doing.
He needs to recognize that peace through strength is not just an old quote, it's a truism. If your enemy sees you as weak, you end up where we are, in war.
I think that the president needs to announce that he's going to stop importing barrels from Russia, that he's going to ramp up a domestic energy production.
I hope what he would say is that he would reinstitute the construction of the XL pipeline, that he would actually lift the limits on energy exploration in the country. I want to make sure that we're bringing energy costs down.
This is not a time to run the bases. This is a time to actually give some security to the American people, let them know that you do have a plan and how we're all going to work together to fix the crisis that we've seen the Biden administration create over the last year.
I don't think you're going to see Nancy Pelosi ripping up Joe Biden's speech after it's done. I think you'll have people like myself who'll say, look, as long as Pelosi's not going to open up the House to the American people, then I won't go there. I watch. I'll be in my office watching, taking notes. I'm very curious to what he's going to say.
And so my hope is that after the State of the Union, as Americans have watched that speech, that they will ask themselves 2 very important questions. Have the examples given by the president, do they apply to me personally? But also more importantly than that, am I better off now than I was this time last year?